You turn my mourning into dancing. You turn my mourning into dancing. 'Cause your love changes everything. Your love changes everything. Oh, there's something about your love. Something about your love changes everything in my body. Oh, something about your love. Something about your love changes everything. It changes everything. Something about your love. Something about your love changes everything. It changes everything. Something about your love. Something about your love changes everything. Changes everything. Something about your love. Something about your love changes everything. Something about your love. Something about your love changes everything. Changes everything. Something about your love. Something about your love changes everything. Changes everything. Something about your love. Something about your love changes everything. You turn my mourning into dancing. 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 Something about your love. Something about your love changes everything.
Good morning, Firmly Rooted family and Freedom family. Pastor Tom, Firmly Rooted Church, and it's Monday morning. Great to have all of you on board. I hope that you had a chance to be a part of the worship service yesterday. Hope you had some time to celebrate a father or a significant man in your life. And let's say hi to a few people. And we're going to be looking at John chapter 11 as we have been gradually getting through the raising of Lazarus and how Jesus handled that situation. Let's see you. I saw Patricia. There she is. Good morning, Firmly Rooted and Freedom family. Connie, also down at Firmly Rooted Greendale. Good morning. Karen Thompson. Good morning. Steve Giroux. Good morning. Alice. Good morning, everyone. I hope all you men had a good Father's Day. Dr. Colleen, good morning. Vivian Davis, good morning. Nikki, good morning. See you at prayer today. Woo, woo, woo. Austin Jackson, great morning, Pastor T and Firmly Rooted family. Love you all. Love you too. My sister Trish, good morning. Diane Drew, good morning. See you at prayer. Ken Gooch, see you at prayer as well. Good morning, brothers and sisters in arms. All right. Well, wait a minute. Kimberly Jackson, there she is. Good morning, Kimberly. Glad you guys made it back home. I think you made your home now, right? You came back yesterday. Any rate, hope you had a great time down in Greendale, Indiana. Let me pull up the reading. Kind of remind us where we left off on Thursday. Jesus asked Mary and Martha, "Where have you laid him?" And they said to him, "Lord, come and see." And we have this amazing verse where Jesus wept. Sometime today, find 10 or 15 minutes to ponder the idea. If Jesus knew what he was about to do, which he did know, he knew 4 days ago what he was going to do, why is he weeping? Why is he genuinely stirred up and hurting inside, and it comes out in tears, groaning, grieving? And what does that say about our Savior? And how he feels about us, and how far he'll go. Some of the Jews were saying, see how he loves him. But others said, could not he who opened the eyes of the blind man also have kept this man from dying? There's certainly an expectation and a confusion, not just with Mary and Martha, but people who saw other miracles. They're trying to figure this out. Then Jesus deeply moved again, deeply moved. The insides are vibrating. Came to the tomb. It was a cave with a stone that was lying against it, similar to the tomb that Jesus was put in. Jesus says, take away the stone. I can't tell you how improper that phrase is. It lacks all, it seems to contradict, it lacks all understanding of the grieving that everyone's going through, and how dare you, why would you open up the tomb? But then again, why are you weeping and why are you crying? Martha says, Lord, by this time there will be an odor, for he's been dead for 4 days. Don't embarrass us. Please don't. Just, you've said powerful words, but nothing that you're doing, nothing that you've done in the last 4 days is making any sense. We love you. We love you. But what you're asking doesn't make any sense. Jesus says to her, did I not tell you that if you believed, you would see the glory of God? Now, you know that she's saying, well, yeah, I already talked about that I know that in the last day he'll rise again. I have faith in you. I know that you're the Christ. Again, Jesus, you're not making any sense. But just like when Jesus asked Peter to put the boat out after a long day's fishing, they do it. They roll the stone away. Jesus lifts his eyes. Look at the terminology. Jesus moves upward. He lifts his eyes and says, Father, I thank you that you have heard me. I knew that you always hear me. But I said this on account of the people standing around. I'm now going to make it clear. I'm now going to make sure that they all understand. So I'm saying out loud to you and to them, because I want them to believe that you sent me. When he had said these things, he cried out with a loud voice, Lazarus, come out. The man who had died came out, his hands and feet bound with linen strips and his face wrapped in a cloth. And Jesus said to them, unbind him and let him go. Unbind him and let him go. Teresa Mason, good morning. There are times when God doesn't make sense. There's times when it's not that he doesn't make sense to our human nature, but he's not making sense to what we even know spiritually. You see, not one individual thought that Jesus came to raise Lazarus from the dead. Or that he or anyone else could have that kind of power. Healing a leper maybe is miraculous. Healing a blind person is miraculous. Raising a dead body is impossible. It's dead. Its energy is gone. It can't be replaced. Well, unless you're God, who created life in the first place. I guess I just want to say to you that it's okay sometimes that God doesn't make sense, even from a spiritual perspective. But almost always it's because he's doing something bigger than we can imagine. Almost always. It's not to punish us. It's not to confuse us. It's not to trip us up. It's for us to see what's next. You see, prior to that, he's by our side weeping with us. He's feeling every bit of the groans. He doesn't miss the point that we're hurting. He hurts with us. Like, who doesn't want a savior like this? Man. I don't know what you might be struggling with today, but just know he struggles with you. If you feel like your eyes are welling up with tears, so are his. But know that he can work all things to the good for those who love him. And he never lies. And he always fulfills his promises. And sometimes in bigger ways than we can imagine. Now to him who is able to do exceedingly abundantly beyond all that we could ask or imagine, according to the power that is already working in him. All right, let's leave it at that. Steve Ponoworski, good morning. All right, everyone, blessings on your day. Make it a firmly rooted day, and may someone see Jesus in us today. Peace.